How do you feel about this whole young, 17, 18-year-olds coming through?
Well, it definitely makes you feel old when your rookie year was before they were born. But I have fun with it. I mean, when we're competing against one another, I don't really see age as a problem or a difference. Or where we all have the same goal, and that's to get the white ball in the hole. So. But it's fun to see. I can't imagine ever being ready to play at that level at such a young age. But the girls are handling it with a lot of grace and doing it very well. And being involved with the Karrie Webb series and the young Aussies coming through, it's been really fun for me to watch them develop through amateur ranks and then turn pro. And last week, Sue O winning was I didn't get to watch any of it because I was flying down here, but it was exciting for me to see her play so well and win.
Sue said in the interview that she had texted you and said, how do I do it? How can I keep in front? And what can I do? And you text back to say, one shot at a time,
right.
1 moment at a time.
Yeah, well, I texted her after a round on Saturday and said, you put yourself right in the right position. You're well, I didn't say you're not leading, but for me, I thought that was a good spot for her, and I said all the best for tomorrow, and she's like, well, what do I do? And I was like, just don't think about trying to win, just go out there and play, and she finished in style, batting the last 4 holes.
Yeah. Questions, please, thanks, the gentleman.
Karrie, just to touch back on the Olympics again, how much is that carrot of possible Olympic gold driving you to stay at the top of your game for the next couple of years?
Well, I think just making the Olympic team is pretty much why I'm still playing a full schedule and why I'm still working really hard. I'm not taking anything for granted that it's a given that I'm in the team for next year. So I, like I said, need to stay fit and healthy, and then as far as Olympic gold goes, I mean that would be absolutely unbelievable. It's like teeing it up for every golf tournament. There's more than the top 3 in the world that can win every week. And I think that's the difference with golf going into the Olympics. You see, track and field, 100 meters, it's normally out of 2 or 3 people have a chance to win gold medal. Whereas I think it'll be a bit more of an open field with golf. But if that's when I choose to play really well, then I'd be really excited about that.
And you've got such a fantastic record at this tournament. What would another one here mean to you?
It'd really be a feather in my cap. I've won at a lot of great golf courses when I've won the Australian Open, and to add Royal Melbourne to that list would be an honour and really special.
You mentioned texting Sue O, and do you think you might peel that back if it's you and her near the end this week?
Well, I think as competitors we're always trying to do our best, but I would never wish her to not play well, so I'd probably just be wishing that I played a little bit better.
And can I just get comments on another young player, Lydia Ko? I mean, obviously seeing someone so young do so well, are you amazed at what she's achieving, not just on the course, but the maturity she's showing off it as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, she's such a level-headed girl. I don't even think it really hits her what she's doing. I think she's grown up, and with golf, and it's just supposed to go in the hole, and it does, and she does it very well, very consistently, and I keep saying that we're never going to see another young player this ready at this age, and then Lydia Ko comes along and sets the bar even higher for young players. At any age it's an outstanding achievement to be number 1 in the world, but to do it at 17 is incredible.
Two things. Happy birthday for December. Did you do anything special for that one? Because I know it was quite a big one.
Yeah. Well, I had a party in North Queensland, and then I had another party in Florida. So I definitely bought it in style.
And I know this happened a while ago, but you changed coaches, and I read somewhere in one of the magazines that you were part of the reason was that you're looking to hit it further. Is that right? And is that how's that coming along?
I'd actually lost distance, so I'm not actually looking. I wasn't looking to hit it further. Just get that back.
Get back what you had.
Yeah.
Why had you lost distance? Just with over time.
Yeah, I think it happened slowly, but all of a sudden it hit me that I was substantially shorter than I ever have been, and making the change to a new coach was something that was very hard for me. I feel like I've had the same team for the majority of my career, so to make a change wasn't something that I was comfortable with, but. I went and sought a second opinion just to see if it wasn't if it was going to be a dramatic change. I didn't feel like I had the time to rebuild my swing. And honestly, I'm really working on the same principles, just hearing it a different way. And sometimes, when two people work together for a long time, those things that used to work aren't working anymore, and you just need to hear it said differently for it to click.
Is it a matter of ball striking that you're chasing?
Yeah, my iron play had become very inconsistent, but I'd also lost quite a bit of distance off the tee, which I still haven't. I'm getting closer to being where I would like to be off the tee, but my ball striking with my irons has really come along.
Just going back to Lydia for a moment, I mean, what are your sort of thoughts as far as majors and what her capabilities are?
Well, I think at 17, the sky's the limit. I'm sure that's the next notch in her belt is to win a major, but, I feel like, she is number one in the world, so I guess, at some point people start to justify that she should win a major, but, and I guess she has played a lot of majors for someone who's 17. I think she's been playing majors since she was 13 or 14, but sometimes it takes time to learn how to play a major. It's just generally a little bit different. Courses are a little bit longer and harder. So, although I say that, and I think Golf Australia, the high performance has a number of 22 or 23.2 or something is the average age of a major winner. So, I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. But I guess I feel like, it took me a few years, and I was asked the question for a couple of years about when I was going to win a major, and at the end of the day, it was only my 4th year as a pro. But, sometimes it just takes a little bit longer.
Karrie, Lydia was in here earlier and she was saying that the driving force for her now is just to go out and have fun. Is golf still fun for you?
I'd say I probably enjoy it more now than I did, and I should have enjoyed it more when I was, at the top of the game. But I think I've learnt to enjoy the process a little bit more, and what it takes to play well. My memory of playing here 3 years ago was that I was very uncomfortable on the greens because they were like a blue-grey colour, and I had trouble reading the greens because of the colour of them. And they're a lot greener than they were 3 years ago.
And I think I remember you saying last time that you really wanted to win because it was at Royal Melbourne. You do like it, you know the history of the place. Mm-hmm. And the fabled sort of name that it has. Do you feel the same way this time? You'd love to have a Royal Melbourne win? Yeah,
definitely. I actually I feel a lot more comfortable here than I did 3 years ago. 3 years ago it was my first tournament of the year. It's only my second, but I've already got that one tournament under my belt. But also I feel like I know the course better than I did last time, and so I hopefully look forward to a better performance than I had here 3 years ago.
Karrie, you're a student of the game. How has the term 5-time champion sounded to you this year?
Yeah.
And do you think it's worth a shot or two to you on Sunday afternoon? People see Karrie Webb on the leaderboard.
Yeah, you know, well, obviously Peter Thompson was the first one to let me know I joined his club as a 5-time Australian Open champion. But yeah, I think really what's worth a shot or two to me is when I play in Australia and I have that crowded support, and I think that gives me a boost just myself. But I think that's also helps me with everyone else in the field. You know, I mean, if there's other Aussies up there, obviously they're getting cheered for as well. But you know, anyone else that's not from Australia, I think they feel, you know, they know who everyone's supporting.